Ben Affleck is up next, and this is a story that I had to put in here because I want to talk about this because it got me excited. He was doing an interview with LAD Bible, and he was asked about everything that went on with Batman and the possibility that he could actually come back and direct a movie. Because remember, he was going to direct Batman originally, then it was moved off. Now Matt Reeves is taking it over it, and he was asked about this, and he said, I quote, "I imagine it would be weird to step in and do another character. I can certainly imagine directing a movie, you know, if they, DC, would have me, if it was something I was passionate about. It's not about like kind of closing doors on stuff. I just couldn't figure out how I wanted to do that the next Batman film. So it became time to let someone else take a crack at it." Of course, he's promoting Triple Frontier, which is dropping on Netflix in a couple of days. Riley, you hear this from Ben Affleck. Does this excite you in any way, shape, or form?
Yeah, it excites me just that, at least on paper, at least in the press, Ben Affleck is open to it. At least that's what he's saying. If I can take it at all face value here, that would excite me like none other to have Ben Affleck direct a movie in the DC universe. Now, of course, the question is what character? Because he was going to do the Batman. Matt Reeves is stepping in. I don't know. Is it outside the realm of thinking that we get a Batman movie by Matt Reeves? It crushes. It's great. And then Matt Reeves like, oh, you know, I'm going to go do this movie. And Ben Affleck comes back and directs the sequel. I could see that as a possibility. But of course I want him to direct Man of Steel 2. Because where is my Man of Steel 2, Warner Brothers? I know you've been dragging your feet. You now have a man here that directed one of my favorite movies, The Town, a fantastic movie.
Great film.
Argo, of course, is a great movie. But this man can direct. And what I'm saying is, Warner Brothers, is that wouldn't it be interesting to get a man like Ben Affleck who understands the characters? He actually acted alongside Henry Cavill. Are you going to worry about that contract? I'm wondering if you're looking at Henry Cavill. Wouldn't it be interesting, let's say, that Ben Affleck comes in and goes, you know what, I have a great idea, and it involves Superman. And I say, go, son. Direct Man of Steel 2. That's my pick. That's what would get me excited. I know a lot of you out there right now are saying, I'm with you, Riley. Let's make it happen. Well, come on, Ben Affleck.
Oh, well, they took me to church. You just took me to church, Riley. All right.
I want my Man of Steel 2, and I want Ben Affleck directing it. My God, wouldn't that be great?
Someone turn that into an EDM mix, please. Haley, you look at this and you go, is there room for him to come back into this situation? I mean, because it seemed like he left on somewhat amicable terms. They dragged it out for a bit, and now he's gone. Do you think it'd be weird for him to come back and direct?
No, I don't know. I'm not as enthusiastic as Riley, although that really was lovely. It boosted my spirits. It's been quite a Monday.
Yeah, well, you know, you got to turn that Monday frown upside down.
You did
it.
it. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
I want some of he's having.
Yeah, exactly. I wish that he had an opportunity to do more with the character than he was ultimately given time to, because I did really like his take on it, and I would have liked to have seen that. That said, it feels of the past to me now. This all feels sort of the past, and I tend to prefer the direction they seem to be steering the ship right now. Which isn't to say he couldn't be a part of that direction, especially as a filmmaker. Right. I don't think it would be weird for him to return because he has such a long and very proud history with Warner Brothers working there. So I definitely could see more collaborations between them. I just feel that for the DC universe on film, maybe let's let that lie for a minute and see what they got going on right now, which seems so far to be pretty good.
Yeah, it's a good point you bring up. This is almost like your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend going to work for your dad. Yeah. And you're just like, I thought we broke up. I thought it was over. Like, you know, it was cool. Like, it was ended. It ended. It was fine. Like, we still respect each other. I kind of don't want to see you at my dad's job all the time. You know, it's kind of weird. So you look at this and you wonder if there's, yes, half of me is super excited. Would be interesting because I immediately thought, Matt Damon, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, directed by Ben Affleck. Ooh, and I was like, wouldn't that be interesting? That's the way you go through. We push away the Tom Cruise possibility, bring in Matt Damon. He can play a cocky pilot like Hal Jordan, not a problem for him, and have Ben direct it. It would be incredible. And so you'd find a way into the DC universe. But I wonder how Ben would actually feel about it, seeing someone else, like just wearing the cowl and just being around that kind. I wonder how that would work on him overall. That being said, though, I would love to see it. I think we have to wait a long time before we see something like this, right? We'd have to let the taste kind of wash out of our mouths of what happened here and move on. Because obviously he was beloved by a lot of people as Batman, and he didn't get a fair shake in the long run. But, you know, things ended the way they ended, and I think Haley makes a great point. DC's kind of moving on in a different way, and maybe going back to the past ain't necessarily what they want to do, because no one's going like, when's Zack Snyder coming back to direct a DC film the same? That's not going to happen. So you don't want to see people connected to that maybe coming back.